Almost everything has been a failure, and a ton of stores are choosing to discontinue Yu-Gi-Oh!
And in the long term, that tells you that this company is not to be taken serious anymore.
Konami has failed this year.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a major problem.
Honestly, I'm just disappointed in Konami.
Are we at the point where we're seeing the end of Yu-Gi-Oh?
The problem is Konami is printing too many Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Nearly every Yu-Gi-Oh set released this year is losing value from its release.
That's just showing me that they're coming out with too many things at once. Right now, the market's in trouble.
And the tens, the flagship product of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is failing on pre-sales.
I hate this set. I've never in my life opened 20 packs and pulled one super rare. Literally was the worst opening I've ever done.
They're rushing it out. They're not thinking when they bring out products.
I saw a post on Instagram by Beckett Castle TCG. We have made the unfortunate decision to discontinue carrying Yu-Gi-Oh! In our opinion, the market rates for boxes at release are just absurd.
And we are losing thousands per set.
We have our current product in clearance on our website with extreme below cost discounts.
They know 4 stores alone that have gone. Ruxin was showing off another store publicly saying, we're out, buy us out at a discount.
Online websites and stores not willing to invest in Konami's product anymore. They're not making any money. In fact, they're losing money.
This is a problem.
We will carry Yu-Gi-Oh! Through the 25th anniversary rarity collection on November 3rd, but that will be our last set. A hobby store that is literally the blood, sweat, and tears of Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're literally unable to buy and sell the product because it's too expensive.
If stores can't buy cards, who will?
Let me show you just how dire this situation is. First set released this year, Amazing Defenders, selling for $55.
So when we're looking at this and the estimated value pulled, it doesn't make sense. The reason it fails, again, is the pull ratios. It's not worth it.
They're making $42.42. So each box is losing about $12.50. Multiply that by 12 boxes, you end up losing about $150 for a case.
I didn't think that they would stoop this low.
Second set, one of the best sets of the year. These are selling for just under $60.
It did go up at one point and has crashed back down when it's not even up for reprints yet.
They're now losing about $8 per box, which is $96 a case.
Collectors don't want to pick up products. They don't want to buy into certain things anymore because of what Konami's doing.
I don't know what Konami is thinking.
Maze of Memories, it's $61 a box.
Maze of Memory is one of the only successful products, and that's a world premiere set. All the world premiere sets have performed.
And it's not good. It's not good. It's
Losing $7 per box, $84 per case, and $840 per 10 case. Cyberstorm Access, now we're really looking poor. $51 a box, $39 net after all the fees and the shipping and everything.
Now the core sets are failing once again here with Cyberstorm Access. They're not really thinking with a 5-head or having consultation with people that know what's going on. They're just going for all.
The pull ratios are out of whack.
Losing $16 per box, $192 per case, and nearly $2,000 per 10 cases.
It's failed.
this market is crashing.
Now, LOB 25th anniversary, $79 average cost per box. They're making about $63 after fees and shipping, $63.25, profiting about $8 per box, $96 per case, and $1,000 per 10 cases.
We have a winner!
Konami actually did a good job here, reprinting that first ever set to be released in Yu-Gi-Oh!
But if you ordered Legend of Blue Eyes, you probably ordered the other sets or had to do some amount.
You know, there's certain things that could actually do really well here if Konami just gets their head out of their ass.
Yeah, Metal Raiders you would think would be doing okay. It's actually failing versus its MSRP.
Losing $10 per box, $120 per case, $1,200 per 10 cases. Then I'm sure Pharaoh Servant and Magic Ruler / Spell Ruler are not doing much better.
Spell Ruler absolutely tanking. Pharaoh Servant's doing about the same. Invasion of Chaos surprisingly doing one of the worst.
It's absolute insanity.
And they're hurting the stores and the websites that are actually taking their time to invest in Konami's product.
Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano. Currently, it sits at about $35 per box, a ridiculously low amount for a brand new set that released less than a month ago.
It shouldn't be failing this bad.
You're telling me a shop is losing $1,000 per 10 cases? A box for $34 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think this is pretty serious.
Thanks to the pull rates inside, thanks to what Konami's done by the numbers and the math, it's not worth it for people to chase after for the value inside. Meaning, it's not worth it for stores.
Konami is printing too many sets and they're reprinting too many cards. Look at this release schedule from the last few months. Wild Survivors, June 2nd release. Battles of Legend, Monsters Revenge, June 23rd release. 5 Legacy box reprints at once. July 14th release. Duelist Nexus, 2 weeks later. July 28th release. Legendary Duelist Soul Burning Volcano, August 11th release. That was back to back to back every 2 weeks.
If there was some time in between where players could actually enjoy playing a deck and build a deck around what the set was about, but they're not doing that. They're just rushing things out because they're greedy. They want money.
There's so many things coming out in quick succession that players barely have time to like catch up with their decks, play in the meta.
If we can see that, oh, these people actually take care of their brand, they're not actually trying to just maximize profit, people would have a lot more faith in their products.
I honestly, it is speechless. I mean, I don't even know what to say. They didn't have a plan. They just brought out product and hoped it would succeed. And we caught on.
Why don't the stores just skip the sets that suck? Like, might be able to buy a lot more for the bad sets because not as many people are buying them. But if you happen to say skip that set, they're not going to allocate you as much on the next good set. So stores feel pressure to like follow through with each new set to buy stuff so that they can get the good ones when they show up.
It's truly disappointing.
If this is what's going to happen, all these stores' websites are just buy less quantity from Konami to hold on to, which will hurt everybody in the long run.
They've done it again! Konami is selling another $1,000 card.
So Konami just announced their follow-up release to the highly successful Masterpiece Platinum Blue Eyes White Dragon.
In 2023, a small number of duelists will level up their collection in style with the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Made of 99.9% pure silver, burnished to a platinum-colored finish, and encased in a protective brick of acrylic. At 1,300 USD each, these cards are not for everyone.
They've kind of lost touch on reality here.
Konami has completely lost their minds. They decided $1,000 was not enough pure profit. They needed $1,300 of pure profit. $1,000 card, they're printing money. I mean, it's 99% silver, but guess what? That's not worth $1,000.
We know that silver does not cost that much. You have to understand that an ounce of silver is pretty much just like 20 to 30 bucks.
Konami has definitely failed.
No, I do not think it's worth $1,000. I definitely don't think it's worth $1,300.
It's a disaster.
And the tins, the flagship product of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is failing on pre-sales.
Every single year, I feel like the Megatins are a very, very anticipated event in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community.
But the Megatins are probably the worst product of the year, every single year.
The Megatins' main purpose is to reprint some of the recent sets.
Cannot go and reprint almost every single card that is valuable in all these other sets, because then you bring down the value in all these other sets. Bring them all out in this one tin. All the products beforehand become useless because there's no need for any of them anymore.
The MSRP is $22 per tin.
But it's not. It's $17 already. It's gone below MSRP at pre-sale price. Giving out course and figures as candy is never a good idea.
And having so many of them out there kind of like lessens the awesomeness of some of them. Like, we're getting to the point where like X-Stox Hydra is a 25th anniversary card. Like,
Appreciate all the course and figure cards in this tin and in previous set.
There's way too many quarter-century rares.
If you're giving out a rarity for free, it's never going to be a collectible thing.
This is a failed product versus the estimated value pulse.
The tin hasn't even come out and they're already losing money.
that's pretty insane.
It's not going to sell.
They are taking a loss on those cases. There's so much they could have done to make things different.
You know, there's a lot of fail opportunities for Konami.
I don't care if you like the tins or not. The numbers show that they're underperforming.
Whoever's marketing Konami's product needs to be fired yesterday.
It's absolutely absurd.
And collectors like myself barely have time to even attempt to pull the newest Starlights or 25th anniversary cards before a new set drops 25 more of them.
People want to look forward to the upcoming releases, not this.
Not only are you gouging the collector, but you're not even delivering a good product.
The tins have failed. The market has failed these tins. The products need to survive and thrive from not just the month or 3 months it comes out. It needs to survive long term.
I personally think Konami needs to scale back the releases and give each set some room to breathe. It'll give time for the sets to actually sell for a reasonable price for the local stores. They won't have to be selling at a huge loss for every single set just to move their product, get the cash flow to buy the next product.
Locals and online shops are going to punish you now because they're not making any money on their products.
I think people just like complaining too much.
If these hobby stores, who are literally the most passionate people in the world about Yu-Gi-Oh! And other TCGs, can't afford to buy and sell the cards, who is gonna sell them?
This concerns all Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, trust me.
Konami has to do a lot of things to fix their product line, their everything.
There's no actual way to know what's going to happen in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market or any market in general. But I am afraid that all this awesomeness right now might slowly choke out Yu-Gi-Oh! In the long run.
And hopefully Konami takes a step back next year. They evaluate some things and they just do better.
Is Konami out of their mind?
The end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is coming within the next years.
I don't know what's next for Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm scared. Click this video to see why the new Mega Tins are terrible.